K-Enable Fitness for the blind and visually impaired. We are back with Tactile Tuesday, where we go over different intrinsic tactile cues that you can use as a blind person in order to make sure that something feels good, feels bad, and we're able to know the difference between how these different sensations are supposed to feel in our body. This is particularly important because we're not able to just go over a video, we're not able to look in a mirror. We have to make sure we're able to feel these things and then be able to adjust them on the fly in order to make sure that we have good posture, good healthy movement, and be able to execute movements appropriately. So today we're going to go over a very key one, which is going to be spinal flexion and extension. Being able to know where our spine is in space is going to be very helpful down the road for some future exercises. So let's start from the top down. We're going to be utilizing our neck all the way down to our tailbone, and I'm going to start by just bringing my chin to my chest. It's going to start rounding, flexing that spine out the front, and I'm just going to continue that until it's in my upper back and my lower back. And I can reverse it to come back up. On that way back up is our extension. If we continue that, letting the low back arch, opening up that belly, opening up that chest, and then letting that head go along with the ride backward, that's going to be our full extension. So being able to isolate these areas is going to be just as important as being able to make sure everything can move nice and fluidly together. So let's just do the neck. We're able to just flex, where again we just round out the front, chin to the chest, and then do the opposite. Bring our back of our head almost like we're trying to meet our shoulder blades. Really arch that head open. You can mess with that without everything else having to go along for the ride. Now let's do the tricky one. It's going to be our upper back, our thoracic spine, where we're able to cave in that chest, really round there, act like you're just really shy, and then open up that chest, big proud chest, be able to arch that open a little bit without, again, your head or your low back contributing too much to that motion. Now we're going to be able to isolate that low back, and we get a lot of people getting hurt because they're flexing that low back all the time, hanging out there, kind of like a curved rod in their back. But we want to be able to actively engage that and then be able to extend as well. We're able to arch that open, again, without everything else going along for the ride way too much. So being able to practice these things is going to be really, really helpful, knowing where your spine is in space, because then we're going to be able to find that happy neutral spine position where everything is nice and stacked on each other naturally. And we're going to be able to work on core bracing, keep things nice and tight, keep that spine nice and safe, and maneuver things from there. So stay tuned for that down the road, and make sure you work on these tactile cues in the meantime.